The thing that I love about Karen is she's she's a survivor. She's a thriver. She experienced a traumatic brain injury years ago, and she started seeking out alternative healthcare professionals for healing physically, mentally, and emotionally. She became a certified foot zone practitioner in 2017, and this led her on the path towards understanding how emotions are stored within the body and how memories are stored in the brain. She met me in 2020. She went through my first ZPM certification training and became eventually one of dozens of certified practitioners in that technique modality. And not only has ZPM transformed her life, but Karen has been able to help many others discover their hidden gifts and aspire to new levels within their personal and professional lives. She entered a graduate program in mental health counseling in 2022 and has discovered, with the support of the alternative healthcare modalities together, people can create clarity, focus, and alleviate mental and emotional stress easily, even. She is a single mother of two young adults. When she isn't working, you can find her in nature, crocheting, spending time with friends. She's a lover of life and enjoys all things life has to offer. So, Karen, I'm so grateful to have you involved. And Karen's also been doing some work on, researching things. We're looking at an integrative mental health model that she's been supportive in. One of the missions that I see being able to fund further. We're in a pause right now. So, all right. But Karen is going strong and she's here to share some really good tools. Okay, take it
Thank
away.
you, Christine. Yeah. Christine's been a major blessing and a gift in my life. When I met her, I didn't realize how upside down my frequencies were. And so, yeah, lots of amazing shifts began happening in my life with meeting Christine. And so, glad to be able to utilize some of the stuff. So, we're talking, I know a lot of this has been about changing like your scarcity mindset and your frequency. I am not here to change your financial frequency. I do not do that. So I'm going to tell you that right now. What I do is I help you find your blocks. What is it that's blocking you? What is it that is preventing you from being your most authentic self and moving forward into your authenticity? And that's what I help people do. And from that, people make shifts and changes. That's really what this is about. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, first of all, how is this different? I love the question. How is it different than emotion code? That is a huge question because I have had people ask me that question. And then also, how is it different than the emotional freedom technique, EFT? Um, I actually started utilizing both of those modalities in my practice. And I felt that there was something missing and I couldn't put my finger on exactly what was missing. And so I kept exploring different other modalities, other different healing emotional release protocols, and something just wasn't quite right. And then I started getting the answers because I am an intuitive, gifted person. I started receiving answers that was like, okay, you're missing a little bit of breath work. You need the tapping, you need the breath work, you need a chance to be able to release what you're feeling, release the negative. But then once you release the negative, you now have an empty space. When you dig a hole in the ground, you now have a hole in the ground. What is going to go in that hole? And if you don't choose what you're putting in that hole, something else is going to go in there and fill that hole up. And it may not be something that you wanted. So I recognize that there needed to be a space where we are filling that up with what it is that we want. We get to choose what we're filling our hole up with. And so I was led to Christine. And as I'm learning this 0 point meridian technique, I went, oh my goodness, she has everything that I knew was missing and I was trying to incorporate, but she also had the sequence that I was trying to figure out, and I couldn't quite figure out what the sequence was going to be. The other thing that she threw in that I did not even register with was the eye movement. We're not going to get to the eye movement today, But when you schedule one-on-one sessions with either myself or Julie, we will do the eye movement with you. And that eye movement is also very incredibly impactful. One of the modalities I used in my recovery was rapid eye therapy, which is very similar to EMDR for those of you who have ever done EMDR. And the eye movement is extremely impactful in helping you identify where the source of your negative thought process is, but then also is very transformative in helping you move forward into your own personal power and into what it is that you're choosing the greatness and the glory into doing. So those components were extremely amazing. So how is it different than emotion code? First of all, emotion code identifies a negative and it releases the negative. The one thing I missed from emotion code was that there was never a moment where you got to fill up the hole. That was the thing that I felt emotion code was missing. But it is really great for identifying negative negative emotions, not necessarily the negative belief system behind it. And that's where 0 Point Meridian gets to come in and help target in not just the emotion, but what is the belief system and where did it originate from? Okay, so that was really huge. All right. Thank you for moving my slides, Harley. I appreciate it very much. Okay. So, what the slide is saying is the biggest difference with 0 Point Meridian and other energy approaches is the client is not depending on the energy healer to work with their energy. Absolutely not. We are facilitators. You are in charge of the entire session. We move with you. And as a person who's dealt with PTSD, for people who have ever dealt with PTSD, one of the biggest things is the ability to control what is happening in your life. Because when you're dealing with PTSD, you don't feel that you have any control in your life. And so you're constantly trying to seek control. I've actually fired counselors because they were trying to control me and control the direction of the therapy. And I said, no, that does not work for me. You're done. I need control in my life. And every time I get a 0 Point Meridian session, it is about me. It is about what my journey is, what my healing is. So we are definitely the facilitators in your journey. You have control. You get to dictate the narrative. And whatever you say, that is your truth. And there is no argument from us because we don't know what you've been through. We don't know what your thought process is. So it's extremely powerful for letting go and releasing what I call trauma brain. It's a very serious thing, and it's a bunch of absolutely negative chemicals building up in the brain. And with my brain injury, I tell people I am a very physical response of rewiring your neurons in your brain. Because when I release negative chemicals, I feel it happening in my brain, but also it becomes a physical response in my body. And so people can see, and people who don't know me, they'll like watch me and I'm having tremors. And so sometimes if it's significant enough, I will start having convulsions. And what it really is the neurons are rewiring. And so it's really quite a cool and fun process to be able to see it in myself, but I know what's happening in you because I can see a shift in faces. And I think that's one thing that makes Cristine and Julie very unique because they see the shifts in your faces and in your whole physical body and how it will shift from that negative response. And now you have happy, positive chemicals running through you as well. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do here, I loved Julie's whole entire thing, and we're going to kind of work with her what some of the things that she brought up with. So what I want you guys have already identified if you're a fight, your flight, freeze, or faint type of thing. I want you to try and figure out what is your belief statement that is preventing you from moving forward, or what is your belief statement that is driving you to be in that mindset? Okay, So take a minute and we'll just start throwing some things in the chat. And I'm actually gonna work with one person specifically, but you all get to participate. So if you guys can log on and let us see your beautiful faces, because I love watching your faces change and your physical responses as we go through a little bit of the sessions here. It'll be incredibly impactful for you guys. So just take a minute, throw in the chat what it is. What is your negative belief statement that is preventing you from moving forward, or the statement that you feel that you need to stay in your survival mode, your scarcity mode? And then also, if you could rate that. So Julie had us rating on a 0 to 10 scale, 0 being you're totally at peace, but 10 being, no, sorry. Yes, 0 being you're in the fight or flight and you're totally drawn in and feeling that in a negative way, and 10 being you're 100% at peace. So if you can, after you put in your response, put in also, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Hamberlin. I don't know if that's your last name or your first name. That's coming up. Life transitions. Can you be more specific? What is the statement that's driving you? We need a very clear statement. Life transitions make me crazy. Life transitions are preventing me from moving forward. If we can make a very complete statement. Danny, maybe I don't deserve it. I don't get to have that. Karen, I am not worthy. Okay. I am not worthy is a big one that a lot of people come up with, that a lot of people in this world struggle with. I never have enough. That's a huge scarcity mindset. Money is an expander of ego. I think it's ego driven, and it totally can be. And that's what the world and society wants us to think that it is. Absolutely. Yeah. My mom truly believes money is the root of all evil and it makes people arrogant. I'm going, seriously. Melody, I am missing full expression of how to share my gifts to clients in my life. So what is holding you back, Melody? Why do you feel you cannot share yourself? That's the question I would want you to identify. Carolyn, not good enough. Another major complex that a lot of people deal with. I'm randomly picking, I'm sort of kind of randomly picking. I am muscle testing here. Cristine, you actually came up as the one.
I get to be the client. That's fabulous.
You get to be our client today.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
yeah. So for the rest of you, what I would encourage you to do is do the actions with us, throwing in your belief statement. So as I walk Cristine through what we're doing here, you guys are going to be, if you resonate with what Cristine is talking about, definitely you can feel free to jump on and follow her words as well. If you don't want to follow Cristine's words, that's totally fine. If you want to use your words, insert your words, great, insert your words. You are still going to get the benefit of this, even though I'm not working with you directly. Okay. It's quite, I didn't think that it would work that way until Cristine was doing one of these. I'm going, oh my goodness, I'm getting healing and benefit, even though she's not working with me, because I am mentally engaged. If you are mentally and emotionally engaged in this process, it will work. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to start off, and you're looking at the sides of your hands right here, and you're going to do a karate chop. Yes. On those sides of those hands. Cristine uses this, she uses her hands and does there. I use both hands coming together. As long as you're hitting the points right here, that is really what we're hoping to get. Okay. No right or wrong. You do what works for you. All right. And you're going to, this is called our alignment statement. What this does is it helps us get anchored into that belief statement, and where you can begin to feel this entire belief statement and feel where it's resonating within you. Okay. All right, here we go, Cristine. Even though.
So now I need to clarify this a little bit, because the issue is that I'm being really triggered by my deepest fear, which is the expansion of wealth. That money is a great expander. It's an amplifier, and that My biggest fear in being bigger and going bigger has been I don't want any shred of ego doing that, right? And so it's right in front of me. I'm seeing it. I don't know how much is a mirror or a fear that, but um I feel powerless. That's the issue. To
Marvelous.
um in regards to money ego. I feel powerless in regards to money ego and angry. I'm really angry because it ruins it for a lot of people. It's like this could be a joyful experience and it gets ruined.
Okay. Hang on just a second. I'm writing those words down so I don't
All
lose it.
right. Ruining it for everybody. Making it unsafe. Making it unsafe is big too.
Okay. So I want to stick with the powerless and the angry towards money ego.
Okay,
Are you okay with that?
that's perfect.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Even though
Um,
I feel
and anybody on
powerless,
the call who knows what I'm talking about and is part of this, we're going to do this together. It's even more powerful. And
absolutely. Yeah. If you're
we're going to send
resonating,
all the energetic clearing possible to the source of the problem.
yeah, if you resonate with what Cristine is saying, absolutely jump in and say the statement with us. If
All
it
right.
doesn't resonate for you and you want to focus on what is resonating for you, we're going to walk you through the whole statement. You're going to walk through that statement on your own, but you're still going to get benefits from it. Okay. All righty. Okay. Even though I feel powerless and angry towards money ego,
Even though I feel powerless and angry towards money ego,
I love and accept myself completely
I love and accept myself completely
with infinite love and gratitude.
with infinite love and gratitude.
I release,
I release
forgive,
and forgive.
and I am forgiven.
And I am forgiven because I planted the seed for that monster.
Okay. Hold the chop. Take a great big deep breath in. And at the top of the breath, I want you to feel where it is resonating in your body. And when you have gathered that up, release through your mouth. Great big breath out and push and push and push and push and push. And when you feel there's no more air left inside of you, give it one more big push out. I'm seeing Andrea and Harley. They are doubled over getting all that air out. Karen White is also double over getting that air out. That is amazing. You're pushing from the very depths of your diaphragm. That's wonderful. And then when you feel like it's all out, take a great big breath of air in, big gas of air in, and just sit for a moment. All righty. How is the shift?
And it's in that exhale that there's so much energy that you don't know is even there because it is buried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's because it's not safe to, it doesn't, it's almost like it doesn't feel safe to let that go.
Well, you just aren't aware of it. It's like
Yeah.
it's under the ground. It's the root.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's bring it up. Let's bring it up
Okay.
again. Okay. We're going to do this 2 more times. Here we go.
And I think,
Even
can we
though,
change a little bit? Because now I'm seeing,
absolutely, absolutely. And this is really good for everybody to know. If the words in your head change at any point, change
and
the
this
words
is
in
it. Even though I
because it's
couldn't see
bringing
that
something.
decision causing this monster, and you could look at any financial decision you made in your life. I bought a freaking timeshare that tortured me for 10 years. Even though I had no idea that decision would create this monster. Ah, okay. But
Okay. So what do you want to say? What do you want your statement to be now, Cristine?
even though I didn't know that decision would create this monster,
I didn't know my decisions.
that decision,
That decision
that
specifically,
decision would
that
create
decision
this monster.
would create this. Okay, because
Getting that credit card,
the past thing is
buying
coming
that
up.
house when the housing market was at the worst time to buy. I am gonna have to stay
Okay,
here for 5 years for it to be worth what I paid for it.
got you. Okay,
I
all
have so
righty.
many of those that decisions.
Okay, all right. Anybody else, if you're resonating with that decision And that is crazy that you said that, because that is something that I've been dealing with today, with actually for the past week, for this whole week. And I called my mom this morning. I'm like, what the heck? I'm angry and I'm angry. And every time a conversation around this one topic comes up, I'm angry. Where is it coming from? She goes, it comes from that decision you made 22 years ago. I went, oh crap. Okay, let's fix this.
Okay, here
So
we
this will
go.
be great.
I bet
So
everyone
I'm going to
will
work with me on this one too, Cristine. So thank you very much. Here we
Yes,
go. Anybody else that can relate to that decision?
that decision.
It's
This
open.
monster.
It's open. Here we go. Even
And
though
I didn't realize that decision
I
would
didn't
create
realize,
this monster.
okay, there we go. Even though I didn't realize that decision would create this monster, I love and
I love
accept
and
myself
accept myself
completely.
completely.
With infinite
With
love and
infinite love and
gratitude,
gratitude.
I release,
And
forgive,
forgive.
and I am forgiven.
Forgiven. And that's when it hit me when I said that before. And I am forgiven.
That's hitting me too. It's forgiving yourself is huge. Take a great big, hold your chop, breathe it in. And at the very top of your breath, hold it, find where it's resonating in your body, gather all of that discomfort up.
It's weight.
Okay. And when you're ready, blow it away. While reminding yourself it's safe to do so. You no longer need to hurt and suffer from it. And when you're ready, when you feel like there's no more air left inside of you, take another great big deep breath in. And then settle into it.
Oh, I've got another statement for a third one.
Great, perfect. Let's shift through it. This is how this
You
process
ready?
works. It is amazing. I love when this process flows like that, because you like cleaned out the one thing and let's get to the root. Like we haven't found the whole root of it all, and that's what we're uncovering here. Okay, Cristine, what's the next statement?
Even though I don't understand why narcissists are so damn successful. I love and accept myself completely. With infinite love and gratitude, I release and forgive. I am forgiven.
I am forgiven.
And I surrender this to the highest source of consciousness.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. And forgiving yourself for the imperfect perception of it. That's where the surrender comes from. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's say the statement again all the way through at the beginning, Cristine, one more time. Even though
I don't understand why narcissists are so damn successful, I love and accept myself completely. With infinite love and gratitude, I release and forgive. I am forgiven, and I release this to the highest source of consciousness.
Beautiful. Hold it. And when you're ready, release through the mouth.
That was cool. Thank you. I'm free.
You're so welcome. Okay. So
I did do a blast of dynamite down in the root chakra somewhere. So whatever that was, it was fabulous.
A blast. Well, that's that safety. That's the safety.
It's like something has to be cleared and it's bigger than I could see. That's what I was meant. That was my intention or intuition to do.
That is wonderful. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Anybody want to share real quick in the chat, or if you want to come on and give an opening, like if you want to speak to the camera,
We need to
about,
switch to over to
yeah,
Andrea because she's going to keep going with this
she's going to keep
process.
going. Yeah.
So maybe switch. Let's see
Rhonda.
what's on our next slide.
Okay. Um,
And yeah, please share in the chat
yeah,
though.
please definitely share.
Okay,
Okay.
now I get to tell you about the super upgrade, the gold upgrade.
Okay.
And that
Real
is
quick,
where, oh
real
yeah.
quick, I am going to post my Calendly link for mini sessions if those of you that are interested in getting a little bit more of what we've just done. So I
Oh,
am putting
cool.
my
That's an
Calendly
even
link in
extra
there.
bonus. That's really
So
cool. Thank you.
it's a 30-minute little mini session that if you guys wanted to move forward. Rhonda, great big yawns are extremely normal. That is fabulous.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's amazing.
Okay. All right,
So
go ahead with the
we are
upgrade.
doing a gold upgrade. And so what happens with that is you get the full scale assessment, which includes your mindfulness and self-compassion, which is so powerful. It's very responsive to change with conscious solutions. It's really cool. So you do that before the 30-day experience and then after the 30-day experience so you can see how you changed. And it's really cool. You get 2 full sessions with a certified 0 Point Meridian practitioner, which includes Karen. And if we need, we have Julie as well available. And so then you also get all the other stuff with the 30-day. If you end up buying the workbook and wanting to upgrade from there, we'll give you a coupon for 77 off so you don't pay more than the 277. So you can still decide later, but if you're like, yes, I want sessions and I want to know like more, you get more insight on your shifting process, this is an amazing deal. It's worth at least 577 to do all this good stuff. Okay, there's that. That was a relief. Wow. Okay.